What's going on, golf addicts? Welcome to TJ After Dark, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. It is Monday night late, and we are the Tour Junkies, and we just recorded our podcast for the RSM Classic 2021 as the PGA Tour heads to Sea Island, Georgia, right here in our backyard. Of course, we're very familiar with, and we're on the heels of yet another winning pick by our very own Pat Perry on this show. Last week, Pat gave you Jason Kokrak at 50-1. 2 weeks before that, he gave you Victor Hovland on this show at 17-1. What are you doing? There's not enough of you watching this thing. Hit the thumbs up, hit the like button, hit the subscribe on the DraftKings YouTube channel, and stick with us as we break down some of our favorite bets here early in the week on a Monday night on DraftKings Sportsbook. So shout out to you, Pat. Way to go, buddy. Tell us what we need to know about the golf courses this week. We've got 2 courses this week, and any sort of strategy thoughts that you may have.
Yeah, you're right. 2 courses this week. We've got at Sea Island Golf Club, we've got the Seaside course, which they will play 3 days if they make the cut. So that's the main course. And then the Plantation course is mixed in there on either Thursday and Friday. We've got 156 players in the field this week. T65 and ties will make the cut. You look at both courses. Seaside is one that is a par 70, just over 7,000 yards, so not very long. But it's kind of a link style course, meaning it's right on the coast. It is exposed to the wind and the elements and everything else out there, and that's the biggest defense of this course. Pretty tough greens, Bermuda greens, but they're large. They're not that tough to hit. The fairways aren't that tough to hit. But again, the weather is going to be something we want to look at, especially the wind. It's going to be clear, sunny skies, but there is going to be some wind on that course. Plantation is a little bit different. It's seaside, but it's inland. So you've got tree-lined fairways. It's a par 72. Another pretty short course also, just over 7,000 yards. It is a Davis Love design Bermuda grass greens here. You've got 4 par 5s on this course, and 3 of them are reachable in 2. So you would think that that's the course that they should score on. Lately, we have not seen that in the last couple of years. Now, maybe since the redesign, that course has softened up a little bit, and we get a little more scoring. We'll see what happens there. But I do think weather is something we're going to want to look at. When I say weather, I mean wind is something that's important. As far as strategy for me, stat-wise, I'm looking at your approach, strokes gained approach. I'm looking at course history for sure. I'm looking at long-term form on putting on Bermuda grass greens. But for anything else, I think that's really about it. I don't know. They're definitely going to score here. You look at the last 5 tournaments, everything has been right around 19 or 20 under. So they're definitely going to score. So you're going to want to look at your guys that are scoring. That's about it. There you go.
Yeah, I'm with you. They're going to score on both courses unless the wind is just super nasty. But, yeah, the last 2 years, there has not been any sort of negligible, the difference has been negligible on both the Plantation and the Seaside course. So there you go. You only have shot link on Seaside. All the strokes gained data is going to apply to Seaside. This is a course where I do think course history comes into play. And, it's one of those courses we know the kind of player that it suits. We see the winners year after year. You don't have to be a bomber here. You just need to hit a lot of greens in regulation and make a lot of putts on these Bermuda surfaces. And it is looking windy, like you said, so be able to hit the ball, control your flight, control your spin in the windy conditions. All right, Pat, let's get to the top of the betting board on DraftKings Sportsbook. Take a look at any names popping for you here. I'll give you a couple that are just some of the shorter names right off the bat that I like. Russell Henley at 25-1 is one that I think I'm going to go ahead and jump on. He's had a couple decent finishes here at this event, but like kind of what Russell Henley does, it's kind of hit or miss, right? Miscut or really good. But he's rounding into form. He's playing with some consistency so far in the 2021 PGA Tour season. Finished 7th just last week at the Houston Open. And the approach play has been tremendous all year for him. That has been consistent. He's hitting some fairways right now, which is good. And the putter, which normally is pretty bad for him, he's best on Bermuda. So we got the Bermuda putting surfaces. I think this is an event Russell Henley can take on. 25-1. I'll take that number After that, I think I'm going to go ahead and bite the bullet and play some chalk with Kevin Kisner at 35-1 on DK Sportsbook. We had him on the betting card last year when he lost in the playoff to Robert Streb. It was brutal to watch, absolutely brutal to watch. Kisner's a winner here, all right? He's won here before. He loves this golf course. This place is built for him. It's a place he circles on the calendar. And we know, because we talked to our good buddy and his coach, John Tillery, just a couple weeks ago, that he was working with JT down in Georgia, getting his game ready for a week like this. He's got to take advantage this week. I see it as kind of a boomer bust play. I could see Kiz checking out, sucking early, missing the cut, or I could see him, winning this thing and having a little revenge party after last year's disappointment. So that's kind of the earlier numbers for me, Henley and Kiz.
Okay. Couple of guys I like here, at the shorter odds. I'm not afraid to play Usti at 16-1. I think this is a great fit for him, and you're getting him at 16-1. That's probably a little shorter than you may want to play him, but I don't care. I like that number for him at 16-1. I like Corey Connors also at 22-1, and Russell Henley at 25-1 as well. So those are all three numbers that I think are great.
All right.
Sorry, you mentioned Henley.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You agree.
I get them all confused because it's Georgia guys. Harris English. I think Harris English at 25-1.
The Sea Island Mafia members.
Yeah. They're all together.
All right. Well,
Island boys.
Sea Island boys. All right. Well, work down the betting board a little bit further and tell me who you like.
Okay. A few other guys here working down a little bit. I like Taylor Gooch at 35-1. He's a guy that we've seen play well recently. I think this is a good course fit for him as well. I think 35-1 is a good number. So I like that. I like Mackenzie Hughes at 50-1. He's won here before. He's been playing well recently in this whole year. So I think that's a good number at 50-1. And then another guy that I just absolutely love this week is Brendan Todd at 60-1. This course is made for him. Even when he was playing bad, I think he played well here. Even when he had all the yips and everything, I still think he played well here. So I like Brendan Todd also at 60-1.
Yeah, I can get down with the Todd father for sure. He was one that I had circled. I mean, after that, it kind of gets close to this triple digit range for me, but I'll give you two guys at 90-1. The first one I feel a little bit better about. I think he's probably the safer bet, if you can call that a safe bet, at 90-1. Adam Long is playing really well right now, trending form. He's played here 3 times, and every time played better with a T30 last year. He's a great putter on Bermuda. He hits a lot of fairways. Adam Long is interesting to me. And then also right there at 90-1 is Aaron Rye. Now, Aaron Rye is not a household name. Neither is Adam Long, but Rye, typically played on the European Tour before this season. He's got his PGA Tour status. He's a great win player with the current conditions looking like they are. This could be a great week for Aaron Rye. He's a winner worldwide, and he's striking the ball pretty well right now. I think he's got some win equity at 90-1. So those are the last two for me before we get into the triple digits.
Yeah. I guess a couple more before we get to the triple digits that I like. I do like Grayson Sigg at 80-1. I think that's a good number for him.
Sea Island boy.
Yeah. Well, I'm not trying to only pick the Sea Island boy,
but you are so far.
Yeah. And then also Patrick Rogers, who I've just been all over in
not a Sea Island boy.
Every single show we've done, I've been all on Patrick Rogers, so I can't not be consistent and not take him in this show.
It's like me and Maverick McNeely every week, and Maverick's not in the field this week.
Yeah,
but I would still bet him.
For you, he's not in the field because maybe you should bet him anyway. He'll probably win.
Can I get a number on Maverick McNeely?
Yeah, Maverick McNeely not playing the event is still going to be like a plus 300 number, and you win money.
I'll take it. All right, triple digit bombs, Pat. Just total bombs. I'll give the people 3.
Okay.
Denny McCarthy at 130-1. Playing great. This is a perfect course for him. Can't hit it past his shadow, but hits every fairway right down the middle. Hits a lot of greens and a tremendous putter. One of the best in this field, especially on Bermuda. Trending nicely. He's got some good finishes here. 130-1 is nice. I've seen him at 90-1 on other books. That's a value for Denny McCarthy. Adam Schenk at 130-1 has been very consistent, off to a good start so far this season as well. And he's had a chance to close the door and win it, even recently. So I think Adam Schenk's learned a little bit being in the hunt late on Sundays. He's a great putter. Ball striking is there. I'll go with Adam Schenk at 130-1. And finally, Michael Thompson, the most boring name, most boring looking person in the field, but 150-1, coming off a T15 at Mayakoba. He's a PGA Tour winner. And this is a course that suits him as well. Short hitter, super accurate, lots of greens and reg, makes lots of putts. And we're hearing that he's in pretty good form right now. So I'll go Michael Thompson at 150-1. That's it for me.
Okay. I got 4 for you in this range that I like. 1, just because I think the number is way too high.
Okay.
I don't know if he's going to win or not, but I think for Emiliano Grillo at 100-1, I think that's just there's something off about that number. I mean, he's definitely got.
Sorry.
What?
Excuse me.
Did you say something?
I'm burping up the podcast juice here.
Okay. I don't know. You confused me. Anyway, I think Grillo at 100-1. I think that's just a number that I'll have a hard time avoiding. And the guy's a winner on tour. This is a good course fit for him. Other than the fact that he can't putt and scramble sometimes, but still,
can he make some putts?
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I also like Harry Higgs at 130-1. Now, he is a guy that can scramble and can putt extremely well on Bermuda grass greens. I like Higgs there at 130-1. Chad Rainey, a guy coming off the Korn Ferry Tour, fantastic player. He's also at 130-1. And then another guy in the same, kind of range as Chad Rainey is Davis Riley at 150-1. He's another guy that I think this is a good fit for him. Look, the guys like Ramey and Riley, and maybe somewhat Higgs, we talk about we get down to the end of the season here, and a lot of these guys are checking out because they're ready to go home for Thanksgiving and whatever else. Those guys are locked in. They want to have a great week. They know they need to have a great week.
Yeah, they need it.
They need it bad, especially Ramey and Riley, not necessarily Higgs. Maybe.
No, he needs it too. He didn't play great last year.
So I think they're going to be locked in to have a good week. And that's important. I mean, golf is we talk about it all the time. I mean, if you play golf personally, it's mental. I mean, if you start checking out, your round's going to suck.
Yeah,
I think these guys are going to be locked in this week, and they could win. And I think they're pretty good plays there as long shots.
Okay. Any top 20 bets that you want to pass out to the people tonight before we let you go? Before we let both of us go.
But am I on a phone call?
Nope.
You said let you go I'm on.
Yeah, I know. My bad.
We got Pat Perry on the line in the show. All right, I'll give you a few top 20s since you've asked for them, and you're going to let me go if I don't.
Give me your number one top 20, like the can't miss top 20 play. Can't miss.
The can't miss top 20 play for me is going to be. Didn't you ask me this before?
Yeah,
it's going to be Russell Henley at plus 125.
Russell Henley plus 125. Yep. I very much like that.
Yep, plus 125 Russell Henley. I like that. If I had a 1B instead of a 1A, and I wanted to make a more a riskier play.
Yep.
It's a top 20.
Yep.
I would go Brendan Todd at plus 250.
That was gonna be mine. So there's definitely some agreement with old Brendan Todd this week.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
A couple other plus or top 20s that I like. Plus numbers. Grayson Sigg is plus 330. He's a guy that has had a lot of experience on this course. I like that. I like Adam Long at plus 350.
Yes.
I think that is great number for him. If we're going a little bit longer, let's go really long for a top 20. I think that I would go with, if I had to I had to bet this guy to finish top 20. And he's long. Vaughn Taylor, 7-1, plus 700.
Okay. Agreed.
A guy that is hell, but top 20.
Hey, last week on our show we got Dylan Fratelli plus 650 That was one of mine. So it can happen. All right, it can happen. I'll give you some long bombs. I like Adam Long. Speaking of long, at plus 350. I like that number. A guy we have not mentioned yet, but's playing well and has played good here a couple times and is a ball striker is JJ Spawn. He's plus 450. Schenk and McCarthy, two guys I mentioned, are also plus 450. Michael Thompson, the other guy I mentioned, is 5-1. But if I was going to give you a long bomb, it would be Andrew Putnam at 7-1. Putnam's been just kind of putting along, honestly. He's kind of just been putting along, doing his thing. But he definitely fits the kind of player that would do well here. So I like him. He's in good form. And 7-1 for a top 20 is not out of the realm of possibility for Andrew Putnam. So there you go. There's some bombs, top 20s. We're feeling pretty frisky, I guess, last show of the season. We'll be back next year in January when the PGA Tour kicks back off. Thanks for joining us all year. Give the video a thumbs up, a like, a subscribe. Listen, we've given you 2 winners in the last 3 weeks. So 17-1 and 50-1 on this very show. It's a 15-minute show every week. What are you doing? You're wasting your time doing all this other stuff. So thanks for sticking with us. Thank you a lot. May your screens be green. See ya.